All right, so we're ready to export. Just double click. Ooh, that is cool. That is so cool. Man, okay, this is dope. I'm getting excited about this. Hey photo friends, Phil Ebner here with a really exciting video. Today I'm going to be unboxing, testing out, and reviewing the TourBox controller. TourBox is a controller that can be used for photo editing in Lightroom and Photoshop. It can even be customized for video editing. It's a completely customizable controller that will give you access, quick access, with different buttons and dials to things like brushes or other presets that you set it to. So TourBox was nice enough to contact me, see if I wanted to review this. And if you follow me, you know that I don't do a lot of unboxing and reviews. And the reason for that is because I only do it for products that I'm personally very interested in myself. And I've been interested in a controller that will help me edit video and photos faster for a long time now. I've looked at some of the alternatives and I just haven't bit the bullet and actually purchased one. So when TourBox reached out, I was like, heck yeah, I will review this and test it out. So let's get straight into it. Like I said, I'm gonna be unboxing it. I'm going to be testing it out. I am completely new to this. I don't work for TourBox. I don't really know anything about this controller other than what I've seen online. And it looks pretty cool. It looks a little bit smaller than what the other controllers that I've seen look like the Loupedeck. But that's actually fine with me. I don't need a full keyboard or anything like that that I'm gonna be using. So let's see what's in this box. It's a nice box. All right, got the box open. Comes with a user manual, quick start guide. The way these products are packaged nowadays is incredible. Has the date on it, September 15th, 2019. I don't know if that's the date that this one was made or packaged or what. Well, it definitely feels solid. Looks pretty cool. It's not light. It doesn't feel like, you know, cheap plastic, which is good. It looks kind of like a video game controller, actually. I'm guessing this is the cord. Cool, so initial impressions, solid cord, solid device. I'm gonna play around with this, get this hooked up to my computer, see how it works, and then we'll dive into actually testing it out and reviewing. All right, so the first thing I did was go to the tourboxtech.com website. Up at the top, there's a downloads folder. They have software or drivers for Mac and Windows. I've downloaded the Mac, I've unzipped it. They also have a handy installation guide here. It's also downloaded in the zip file, so you can get access to it. Nicely organized folder. Step 1, install the driver. I've opened that up, so we're just going to continue through, agree, install it on our hard drive, install. All right, we're moving on to step 2. Let's move that to our applications. Let's open it up, see what happens. All right, there's some security issues you have to work through. All right, we are connecting. All right, welcome to TourBox console. Click here to start. All right, we've got this installed and we're gonna go through the console itself. So I opened up the app. I'm just gonna work through some of these pop-ups. Here we have the presets, preset settings. It looks like a lot of this is pretty self-explanatory. Layout area, so you can kind of see what's going on. A couple pop-ups just for security things. That's cool, so you can highlight or go to the different things. And if we click these, it also goes to what the knob is. All right, so I'm just gonna switch to the Lightroom preset. And it's also got this menu option or this button in the top menu. It looks like a quick, quickly access this. Cool, okay. I mean, let's open up Lightroom and see how this goes. All right, so in this portion of the video, I want to dive a little bit deeper and show you how this actually works and how you can customize it even further. There are a couple presets as we saw for Lightroom and Photoshop, but you could customize each of the buttons differently if you use Lightroom a different way. So they really leave it up to you to customize it. And just in the short time, literally minutes that I've been playing around with this, I have gotten more comfortable. I think the very first thing I noticed is that I am not used to using my left hand this way in terms of turning knobs and pressing buttons. I'm so used to using a keyboard. So if you get the TourBox and you feel like, oh, this isn't natural, I will bet that if you just continue using it and play with it for just a few minutes or a few days, you're gonna get comfortable. And the goal for me in using this would be to get away from using the keyboard completely. And the benefit of that is that you have dials here that allow you to do things that you couldn't do with a keyboard. Keyboard shortcuts are great for making your workflow better, whether it's photo editing or video editing or whatever it is that you're doing. But having more control with a tool like this is good. So we're here in Lightroom. I've got this photo up. It's one that I edited for a photo editing challenge last year for our Photography and Friends group. And let me just quickly show you a couple things that are already preset with the main Lightroom preset. So if you just hover over any of these sliders, there are 3 dials or knobs that do things. So this main knob right here, let's go over to exposure. You can scroll left or right, turn left or right, and it's gonna increase or decrease the slider at sort of a what's a standard kind of natural rate. If you want to increase or decrease at a faster rate, you have this dial right here. So this dial will actually jump. It's like 30 or 33 points for at least for the exposure. So let's just go to texture for kicks and giggles. So there it does 20. For dehaze, 20 as well. So I think it depends on the slider. It has to be some sort of percentage. I'm sure it has some sort of algorithm that determines how much it's increasing or decreasing. And then if you want a really slow fine-tune adjustment, you've got this dial right here. So for our temperature, you can see that it's going super slow. That's like five at a time. And for exposure, this would go, I guess, 2 at a time, whereas our knob goes at a faster rate. So you have those 3 knobs for adjusting these things. And that right there is gonna save you time. And this just helps your workflow because you could just hover quickly through each of these settings, turning the dial, and really be focusing on looking at the photo itself rather than looking at where you are clicking or where the slider is. And that's the beauty of this, because I can just be looking here. I could be going through our highlights. And it's just a quick look over to the shadows, to the whites, to the blacks. It's just a quick look. I mean, I'm not even really looking. It's just out of the corner of my eye to make sure that my mouse is on the right area. But that's right there. Amazing. I would buy this just for that. But there's so many more features. Now, you can always get to the TourBox menu by actually going to the TourBox console app, but a quick way to get that, there's this button right next to this main knob that opens up a window with all of the buttons and what they're preset to. You can go to the different options. So you have knobs, or the rotating section it calls, the prime 4. So these are like kind of main buttons. And a lot of these are similar to like function buttons, or if you're pressing command, you can do things like button plus knob, button plus dial. And then you have your, what it calls kit selection, or like the D-pad. So this is the up, down, left, right. And so here you can see like the main one, D-pad, will go to different panels. So we can go here, and these are preset. Let's get out of this. So you just press that button again. So if I press down, it opens up split toning. Right opens up detail. left HSL. So you could customize these. Say you use different panels more often. Say you use tone curve. Say you use transform for your editing. You might want to customize these to those panels instead. But it's a cool, quick way to do it rather than scrolling down and opening these up. And sometimes I edit and I have all of these open already, and I just kind of scroll through them. But I feel like it would be really nice to have them actually close down when I'm done with them and be able to focus on what is actually open. So it looks like the D-pad is a lot in terms of navigating Lightroom itself. I like this. So this top button plus the top one will go to the adjustment brush. So top button plus D-pad opens up adjustment brush. And with the adjustment brush, you have a lot of cool features too. So if you press this button and the knob, left or right, it will increase or decrease the size of the brush. And then the scroll dial right here will adjust the feathering of the brush. And again, we can just hover over our settings. So let's just go crazy so you can see what's going on. But let's make our brush even bigger. Just brush across. And that's increasing the exposure of where I'm brushing. And say that was too much, we can just go back here, dial down that exposure. We can play with all of these other effects as well. So that's with the knobs, and you can see here if we go to the knob section, some of those presets. Decrease brush size, and you don't see them all here, so you might want to go back to our main view here. So that's a quick look at what you can do in Lightroom and how it basically works. Now let's go back to the Toolbox console and see how we can actually customize some of these buttons, because it doesn't have all the features that you would be doing or all the keyboard shortcuts you would be using on a keyboard already preset. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's super easy to customize these buttons. So over here, the best thing to do if you're trying to figure out what a button does is just click that button. So I click this side button right here. It's hard for you to see, but it's on the left side of the controller. That's not set, so there's nothing here. You can also like do two buttons. So say we press the top button plus this one right here, not set. So these two buttons together, not set. Same with these ones. You got all kinds of combinations that you could do, so many things. So this to the left, that's going to the transform tools, effects. That's cool. So in terms of going to different panels, we saw the main ones for the D-pad, but if you press the side button as well, which is kind of like a control or command button, it will go to the other ones. So say we want a basic sort of undo. Undo is not something that's preset. So what we can do is find a button that we think would be good for undo. I think this side one is actually kind of a good one for undo. Click on that button, and now you can either type if you know the keyboard shortcut. So I know on a Mac it's Command Z. That's going to be undo. Or you can search by tag. So if we type in undo, you can find that right here. You also have some built-in functions that it thinks is good for this button. So for example, let's just get out of here. So again, side button, you have these built-in functions. So you can just say left mouse click, command tap, any of these. Say we go to this button right here. C1. Oh, so this is, actually it is preset to undo already. So we already have an undo. That's cool. So Command Z. So we don't have to set the side to undo necessarily, but say you want the side button to be undo. Click there. Once you're happy with the selection, you click it and then you press OK. And now if we go to Lightroom again, say we accidentally change our temperature all the way, we can just press the undo button, and that's going to undo everything. But I now know that these C1 and C2 buttons are already preset for undo. So I probably wouldn't double up and use that unless I found that that button was more natural for me to be actually undoing things. So to delete a setting that you've done, you can just click on it and then just click that X button right there, and it will actually reset that. So let's see if there's a a preset for exporting. I noticed that on these preset settings, you can double click these, and some of them already have a preset, so view before only. So let's go to tall twice. So here's the before, here's the after. Oh, that's so cool. I love that. Okay, so now let's see if maybe double clicking this top button, we can set to export. So we have to search by tag, export, Command Shift E. Yes, yes, yes. All right, so we're ready to export. Just double click. Ooh, that is cool. That is so cool. Man, okay, this is dope. I'm getting excited about this, and I've only been playing with this for 10-15 minutes so far. Honestly, it looks like a great product. I can't give a full-fledged, this is something that I'm going to use every single day while editing, because I haven't been using it. But I can honestly say that the device, the controller, it's solid, it is well built, it was easy to install, it's easy to customize, easy to use, and the presets that are already set up with Lightroom are natural, and it covers a lot of the things that I would do and need to do in Lightroom. And like you've been seeing, it's super easy to customize the buttons. Additionally, if you need other commands or other things that you want to do. At the end of the day, if you're a photo editor who wants to improve your efficiency and just have a more natural workflow, I would definitely recommend testing this out. It does have a smaller form factor than some of the other controllers, which is actually nice. Some of the other ones, like the Loupedeck, look cool if you have one home studio and you want to just set up. I personally haven't used those though, so I don't know how it compares to this. But the smaller form factor makes it great for traveling photographers, if you're on a vacation and you want to edit, if you're on a work assignment and you want to bring this with you. It's super easy compared to bringing a full keyboard. You can just pop this in your bag with your laptop and you're good to go. So I'm going to continue playing with this. I'm going to see how it works with other applications like Premiere Pro even. I'm imagining I could preset some of these buttons to things like different cuts and things that I do, maybe even some effects that I apply. And even for applying effects or doing color correction in Premiere Pro, I can imagine this coming in handy. Even if you're using it for another application completely outside the realm of photo editing or design, I can imagine this actually coming in handy, although that's what it's made for and that's what I would recommend it for. If you're interested, I'll link below. Again, this isn't my product, but I would definitely recommend it as a great piece of equipment for any photographer, specifically anyone who's really interested in editing photos more efficiently. If you have a wedding photography business, a family portrait business, this is going to speed up your workflow. Even in the 5 minutes I've been using it, I could tell that. Awesome, I hope you enjoyed this unboxing and review / tutorial of the TourBox controller. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you in another video. As always, have a beautiful day and keep living that creative life. Bye.